Hello YouTube, so Green here today. Today I'm bringing some Battlefield gameplay of me on Rush on Siege of Shanghai. But I want to talk about the Google I/O and what's been announced and what's been happening with Google I/O, because I think it's important to talk about it. I am a tech fan and I thought I'd just share my views on the Google I/O. So we saw many things at the Google I/O: the Android One, the L Developer Preview, the Android Wear, the Android Auto, the Android TV, and the Chromecast update. And I'll also talk about my views on some of the certain aspects. So let's talk about the Android L Developer Preview. It has a much needed facelift since Ice Cream Sandwich, and on an aesthetics term, it's on par or even better than iOS. They've added more effects, that really just make the OS system feel professional and original. And I'm really hoping I can try this out, because apparently I'm meant to be releasing a preview today being the 26th of June. Let's hope if I upload it today. And I want to try out for myself, see what they've done. They've also added 64-bit compatibility, and they're now using the default runtime as Art, not Dalvik. Now it's meant to be faster than Dalvik, so hopefully we should be seeing less styles and it should be flying through much more. We've also added other things as in Project Volta, which is meant to help with the battery consumption. So now it can detect wake clocks and apparently when the cell radio is waking up the phone, so it should increase battery life, so that's a good thing as well. Also doing 3D graphics. NVIDIA, I think part of them or something like that to include better graphics. They said it was on terms of PC. Sadly, I doubt it's on terms of PC, but I think what they're trying to say is it's vastly improved. But we have to wait and see, won't we? I don't really game much on my mobile anyway, not that I used to, but now I don't really watch now, so it'll be interesting. I might give it a go to see what it's like, but at least they're adding these things into it. They're meant to add lighting, fetch, testing, other stuff that's usually just found in PC gaming, so that's cool as well. In the L Developer Preview, they've also meant to add more security stuff. So if you wear a smartwatch, for example, and you have a pattern lock on it, if your smartwatch is in the radius of your phone, when you unlock it, it will unlock without using the pattern code, which should be more efficient and quick. But if your smartwatch is nowhere near your phone when you want to unlock it, it will require the passcode, PIN, etc., which is all good as well. It's meant to be also the same as the Chromebook as well. I'll put that in there as well. This leads me to talk about the Android Wear. So Google demonstrated its Android watches, and so the LG G Watch and the Samsung Gear, it's called. So these are meant to be smartwatches that work with Google phones. They seem really nice and they do work pretty well. I mean, hopefully this should increase battery life as well, because this smartwatches are meant to save you time from pulling out your phone, and from what I saw, I think it did it really well. Personally, I did like the Moto 360 the best, but they're not releasing that yet. They're releasing the LG G Watch and the Samsung Gear right now, but the Moto 360 releasing the full, as they said. So I'm hoping to get one when eventually. I don't know when I'm going to get it, but it seems really well made, and hopefully it looked pretty cool, and people were replying back to it as well when they were showing through the keynote. So from what I've gathered, the main keynote seems to be about integration. Google's main aim seems to be trying to integrate all their products together and not just be separate products, because now through the Google Gear we can now link our phones to our watches and our watches to our Chromebooks, which is all good. And yes, speaking of which, in the Chromebooks now, they're now going to add native Android apps to the thing, so you're able to open things such as Flipboard and Evernote, which are usually Android apps, but now you can add them to your Chromebook as well and use them on your Chromebook PC, which seems pretty neat. Also at the I/O, they'll talk about Android TV, so new TVs that will be shipped out will have Android TV in them, so you'll be able to watch stuff, play games, and to see stuff on the big screen. I was kind of disappointed by this, because I thought it was gonna be a separate device, and I thought you wouldn't have to buy an actual new TV. But the integration looks pretty cool, and if all TVs do eventually have them, it could become the norm. But yeah, I thought it was going to be something you could buy and just plug in like the Chromecast. But you know, whatever. This is how they did it. It looks pretty cool how it works, but yeah, it is forced you to buy a new TV, I guess. But for most people, that won't be a problem because some people update TVs. As with technology updating from 1080p to 1440p to 4K, I'm sure people are going to be upgrading their TVs anyway, so good part on Google, I guess. It's more marketing. Moving on to the Chromecast. The Chromecast got a big update, so now you'll be able to connect to your Chromecast without being on the Wi-Fi network, which is pretty ingenious because, as they said, sometimes you don't want to give people your password, but you still want to view their content. So now you can, and it just makes it easy. You don't have to connect to the Wi-Fi sometimes. You can just quickly just show your thing and then off your pop, which I think is pretty good. So I can't wait until they release that update out. And Google did other things as well, little minor things that I wouldn't be interested in, but the Google Cloud, which should be good for people with businesses, and they also did things to Google Play Games, added Google Fit, and that's practically it for me. But the main thing I'm interested in is the Android L bit of a preview, and I can't wait to get my hands on that. If you guys have any views on it, please post your comments below. If you liked the video, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.